Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the M53 M55, the Tier 9 American SPG. This one's located on the northeast corner of Live Oaks, and it's under the command of Angelina75 of OLIMP, and it's her first entry for this week's competition.
Time to roll out.
Game on. Well, I seem to recall they said last week that both of the members of the contest actually had to get up early on the Sunday morning, so they were calling the contest off early, so there wasn't supposed to be any videos. But Angelina sent one in, so is Talon, so are operating as normal. Hopefully it'll be a good result. Okay, she's ready to shoot. 900 alpha, 52mm pen, 10.5 meters on the burst radius. She spotted her first target, a 50 TP, Polish tier 9 rounds out. Oh, it turned out there was an ST1 right next door to him, but he had better camo than the 50 TP, so the 50 TP got spotted. The ST1 didn't, but unfortunately he drew the fire, and I think both of them got stunned. Yes, they both got stunned out of that one. But it shows that both the enemy heavies are making their way down to the town. And I like the position that Angelina's chosen as well. Being in this position means that you are paying more attention to the enemy heavies going into the town than you are to the enemies that might be on the railway track. And it looks like most of the enemy has decided to come this side. Okay, 257. He's sitting back. He just took a round which he bounced. Lines up ahead of his path, rounds out, and direct hit on his engine bay. Lovely one, 296. That was a good shot. There's lots of enemy tanks now in the town, and Angelina's backing up slowly, changing position, but she's also keeping the enemy in her arc of fire. Okay, they're all hiding behind the houses at the moment. That doesn't stop Angelina from shooting at them though, because all she has to do is pick one that's decided to drive out. There's one there, a TNH T-51, or she can go to overhead view, and if she goes to overhead view, what she does is she can actually see where the shell's going to land, and then make the shell land right next door to them. And yes, she gets 207 from that one. So it didn't stop the ST1 from taking a hit. Now the TNH T-51's decided to pop out, but he's been tracked through his trouble, and now he's actually in Angelina's sights, so she can land a shell right on top of him. So he may think that he's in a good spot, because his teammates are being hammered, but he's going to get hit as well. And Angelina's almost ready to go. She stops, and that's it, rounds out. Direct hit, 359, that's a good one. Okay, the enemy is now making their way up the railway line. We didn't have enough defences on that side. We've got a TVP-T-51 who's kind of, well, he's kind of stuck now between two different forces, but he really should turn and pay attention to his batch at 25 ton. It's a tier 10 game. Now, you get a shot there. Rounds out. Well, landed alongside him for 354. Of course, backjacks do not have much in the way of armour, and now the Object 432 goes in and he gets the... In fact, actually, it was the TVP T-5051 who got the kill. So I think the Object 430 went in there thinking he was going to get it, but it was the TVP instead. Now we've got the T-49. Now that's the light with the big gun, the 152mm. That's not the 90mm gun. Now, ideally, you want to hit this guy as he's moving. He needs to lead him. He's such a short distance away that the moment she fired, it almost impacted straight away. Now, we've lost sight of that T-49. That kind of forces Angelina to move even closer to the town, but most of her teammates have actually cleared the town now. There is an enemy Arty. It is another M53, M55, she's going to have to go right into the town to actually protect herself. She was spotted, but she's probably unspotted now. I'd say she's unspotted now, yep, no problem. But she could get a shot back at that T-71. Alternatively, there's a bottle tractor somewhere around there. She's looking. And, well, she's going to go for the Object 257. Now, she can fire up over that building, so she aims in that general direction. Oh, she's got a red line, so, yep, she can't. She has to pull back just a little. Now she's got him in sight, and you can see where the previous shell landed on the side of the vehicle, but no, she's going to have to change again. The waffle tractor is now in sight. It's the Buffalo Alpha 900, and he is actually, well, he's not too close to us, but we can't get a shot. Angelina's going for it. Nope, she decides that she hasn't got a shot. Notice two of our heavies going back to protect the cap area. Angelina's preserving her ability to continue fighting the game by moving as far and close into the town as she can. There's the Type 71. Let this one settle. This is a Type Tier 10. Rounds out. Looks like she hit him on the rear. I thought she landed it right behind him. I think she did hit him actually. It may have been right on the rear of the vehicle. And she's getting loads of stun assists, but we lose our 752. But the Type 71 is now one shot. So if Angelina gets a shell on him, meanwhile, our Waffenträger is suppressing that Type 71 and an Object 268 version 5. We're loaded. Now, rounds out straight away. That's a kill.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Takes out an important enemy there. And now there's only two left on the enemy team. As far as we can make out, they're both way over the other side of the map. I think this is one of the best things that Talon taught Angelina, to go mobile, go on the move, find the enemy and hit them and get better angles, get closer to them so you can actually hit them really easily. So Talon was the one who actually taught Angelina most of what she knows. I think the other that she learned is how, through experience, she learned how to get the better of the enemy. It's why Angelina consistently outperforms Talon. Now he's having a hard time trying to match her performance. Still not spotted them. So we've got the E100 coming down the railway line. I think we can move closer to the cap area. It looks like they are further up the railway line, which means the E100 is probably going to be the first one to spot them. You notice that Angelina's got not only the communications expert, but also the concentration skill. There's the enemy Arty. She launches her shell. And she got the kill. So that's 2 kills now for Angelina. And now she's motoring. Only the Bosch 155 left. And they think the E100 missed him. Okay, the best thing to do would be to go into the cap area, start putting pressure on that Bosch. Oh, now the Bosch just killed our strip, so he must be somewhere. In fact, we've just found him. He was actually in the area where indicated, and Angelina's looking at him now. Going to soften him up for the teammates. With a shell in there, rounds out, and yep, that's a hit. Oh, and she gets the stun assist off that one too. is the end of battle stats, and that's the first class tanker for Angelina75 of OLIMP in the M53 M55. She managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, she got 10. And she got a Confederate as well, hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on her team. At least 6 tanks subsequently taken up by other teammates. And that includes getting 2 kills in the game as well. 3,353 was the win rate, and that's Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at team score. Well, we can see the highest damage in that game actually went to the Waffle Tractor on our team. 4,035 hit points of damage. It's a heavy hitter, the Waffenträger. And the second highest damage was the Foch 155, managed 3,813. And the third highest was the Object 705 on our team with 3,520. Angelina managed 2,668 out of that game. And that means she was beaten by 4 members of the enemy team and 4 members of her own team. That puts her 9th on damage. When it came to kills, though, we can see that Angelina was, well, she's enjoyed second place. The Foch 155 managed 4 kills in the game. 2 kills went to our Waffenträger, the Object 705, to Angelina, to the Striv K, the 60 TP, and the TVP T5051. And on the enemy team, only their 268 version 5 and their T49 managed to get 2 kills. So yes, a joint second. But when it came to base XP, she's actually third, because we can see that the Object 705 managed 1,161, the Striv K 1,031, and Angeline got 1,015. They were the only 3 who managed to get over 1,000 base, and I think the Striv K and the 705 did well. Well, the 705, if I remember correctly, is tier 9. The Striv K is tier 8. So obviously he was getting a bonus from the fact that he was lower tier and getting 20% extra on every tier 10 he hit. Angelina was hitting tier 10s as well, so she was getting a bonus as well. But that's a reasonably good score for the top 3 players. In fact, getting all 3 over 1,000 is good. She fired only 10 rounds in the game and still got a great result. 3 direct hits on the enemy, none of them penetrated though, but she did get 12 splash. Damage of 2,668, all of it more than 300 meters. Damage 9 of the enemy, killed 2, so there's a 7 difference there for the Confederate. 1,597 hit points of stun assist off 9 stuns. And that Foch 155 right at the end, that really helped her, as did many of the other tier 10 tanks that she stunned, and then our teammates managed to finish them off. On a free-to-play account, Angelina made 11,667 credits from that game. And she also managed to get 25 bonds for it being a mission achievement and 2,030 experience points out of it as well. She says she used that W key. Well, she certainly does. And I said it's Talon who taught her to get closer to the enemy so that she could actually get better shots on them. But she also used the W key to keep away from the enemy so she could stay alive and keep pumping those rounds in. And it really does pay off in the end. If you've got your teammates close to you, they should be able to defend you and stop the enemy from getting any shots. And she did that, and she's still alive at the end of the game. But Talon sent in a replay as well, so even though this is a good start, let's see if Talon can beat Angelina with his first replay. Well, in Talon's replay, he's in the Hummel, the tier 6 German SPG. He's located on the northeast corner of Province, and he's got the stock gun, which of course he's got 2 marks of excellence on. So yes, we should be in for a really good battle.
Move out.
Game on. Alongside him an AMX-13 F3. It's a tier 6 game with tier 7 tanks in it. The tier 7 game with tier 6 tanks in it, whichever way you want to call it. Now he's decided to go down in the valley, and there's a reason for doing this. This Arty doesn't have a very long range, maybe because it's got the stock gun. But by going down into the valley, you can lob shells up onto the enemy side fairly easily. And if you pick your spot and lock enough trees down, it confuses the hell out of where you would happen to be. Okay, he's got a good spot here with lots of cover, and he's ready to shoot. Okay, his aim's going over to his side of the battlefield, because there's a number of enemy tanks. They're making their way up right now, and he's dialing in. Looks good. Rounds out and direct hit. The M6 took that one. And, oh, an enemy tank just got wiped out. That was the T-78. Got taken out by a Dicamax. Okay, we just saw a T-52 hiding behind that rock. There's the M6 again. You can see the shell actually hit the armor plating near where the driver is. Rounds out. Another direct hit, 209. If he lost his driver, or didn't lose his driver the first time, he certainly lost it that time. Because it looks like he hit the same spot. Okay, T-52's nestled behind the rock. But while he's sitting behind there, he's not doing much, and we can lob a shell in that will land somewhere near to him. He's now a splash kill. Bounce out. It stunned him. Let's just try to get a bit closer. You can see it's a large number of enemy tanks on the east side of the map now. And we just saw the tracer from one of the enemy Artys in the background. We know where he is. We're aiming for the AMX AC-46. Our guys have moved so far forward. Oh, and there's another of their T-78s. Our guys have moved so far forward that it looks like we might capture the west side very early on in this game. There's the M6 again. Decided not to go up the hill. It looks like the second shell actually landed next to the turret. Okay, the T-52's got a little closer, but I think Talon can get a shell behind that rock and actually do some damage to him. Just waiting for the countdown. Standard reload, 40.27 seconds. Talon's got 20.74. No, I'm looking at the wrong. It does help if I'm looking at the right stats, I must admit. Standard reload is 25.37 and Talon's got 20.74. Well, that stunned the KB. He's looking for a target. Oh, we saw one for a brief moment. They've got an E25, but he's actually trying to get this T-3485. They lined up and rounds out. This should be accurate. Another 128. It's good that we've got the Dicamax nearby because he can actually protect us. One of the enemies moved up. We get a shell in there. We can't get a shell on the Cromwell at the moment. He has left us a gap. Oh! Amazing shot right between the two buildings. 170 hit points. They've lost the M6. We can see the BK-3601H up on the hill. And now the Cromwell's a one-shot. If we can repeat that, he's going to go out the game. Rounds out. No, unfortunately, hit the building this time. You can see he hit near the roof of the building, actually. If your battle assistant lifts like that, sometimes the best thing to do is actually to get the more stable version of the battle assistant you can get from the Army Inspector website. The KB3 is now ram killed by T-43. Okay, we're looking in this general direction because one of the Arty is over this direction. We saw the tracer coming out earlier in the game. There's one. Round about there. Yeah, looks just slightly to one side. Okay, he's getting a better angle on the enemy now. C58 took a hit. Talon might be able to get a shell into that guy. Rounds out. Oh, stunned him. It landed on the ground next to him. Just waiting for that countdown. If he stays where he is, he could go out the game. Ground cell. No, hit the building again. Okay, the E25 is now in sight. He's on the slope. He's just rocking backwards and forwards at the moment. And yes, he pumps around in there just to try and see if he can upset him. Oh, Cromwell, you're not being helpful. Okay, there's the enemy E25, which means I think that they do have just the one, actually. There he is. He's on our side of the building, of the map. Okay, we can hit this T-78. It's settled. Ground cell. That must have damaged him. In fact, we've just seen the last of the... well, there's 2 enemy Artys left. There's only 5 left on their team. We take out the enemy Arty, they lose some of their support. Cromwell going in for the kill. There's the other enemy Arty. It is a Hummel as well. Rounds out. Stuns him. Now he's decided to retreat back to the other side, and this is probably the smart move because we lost all our tanks on the west side. I'm not so sure this is a good idea, moving between the rocks here. Would have been better going up. And you can see the enemy Arty is now attacking our AMX-13 F3, so they've probably located him by his tracer, because they've got nobody except the VK3601H to make out where he is. There is a chance we might get spotted as we're dashing between the rocks. Didn't want that. We've just lost the Dicamax, and now it just means that all we've got is 3 left on our team, 2 Arty and the Tiger, and the Tiger is very badly beaten up. Now you might be able to get the VK from here. I suspect that it's the E25 over at the other end. The Tiger's out of all, well, we can't see him at all. He's probably out of range. Now we can start lobbing shells into the cap area, but where is the enemy likely to be hiding? Probably behind the rocks to our right there. That's where I would be if I was capping, because I've got 2 big hunks of rock that might protect me. So I'd say around about there. Okay, the Tiger's had a go. Let's have a go ourselves. Oh, we got him! What a shot! It was correct. That was the spot to go for. It wasn't the E25, it was a T-78. But he wiped him out with 1 round. So he was behind the rock, thinking that was a safe area. It wasn't, because Talon's at the other end of the map. So correct guess. Both of us got that one right. The only problem now is that we lost the AMX-13. And now the enemy's got their VK, and I think he's out of range for us. Or is he? No, he's not. But we've just lost the Tiger. So now I'm afraid it's only this VK left over here. Rounds out. Well, he now knows for certain where we are. But it was a big hit. He got 133 hit points from that one. And he left the VK 3601H as a one-shot. The problem now is the E25 also knows where we are. And he fires another one in just in the off chance. You're actually looking through the rock at the moment because he's right up against the edge. And I suspect that the E25 will be the first one to come back. It's such a pity because they worked so hard for this. And here comes the E25. Oh, he shotgunned him! He got the shotgun on an E25. It was a hasty snapshot, but now he's being plastered with rounds. And the VK is up there. And here comes the Hummel. They're all looking for a shotgun kill.
We're dead for. Everyone get out.
Here's the end of battle stats, and I'm afraid that Talon didn't get any mastery out of that game at all, but he did work extremely hard for the win. He also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 8 in that one, and his win rate was 1,755, which is very good. But sadly, his teammates really left him too much work to do, and they died off unnecessarily as well, and in the end, when it looked like we actually could win this game, turned out to be a loss. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, we can see the highest damage in the game was the Tiger. He managed a high caliber and 3,237 hit points of damage. Second highest damage turned out to be RT78 with 1,922. Third highest was the KV3 on the enemy team, 1,803. When it came to kills, before that, Talon managed to get 1,085 hit points of damage. But when it came to kills, we can see the high scorers were the VK3601H with 4 kills. 3 kills went to the E25, and then 2 kills went to RT43, Talon in his Hummel, the G2, and the Dicamax on our team. And on the enemy team, only their Hummel, who also got a Confederate, and the T78 also got 2 kills. In fact, it was the Hummel that got the kill shot on Talon in that game. And when it came to base XP, it's the VK3601H who came in first with 988, 974 for the E25, 960 for the Hummel, and Talon got 406, even though he worked very, very hard for it. Let's have a look at detail. He fired 21 rounds in that game, got 5 direct hits on the enemy, 1 penetrating shot, which I suspect was the E25 right at the end of the game. And we can check that just to make absolutely sure, because he whacked that guy with one hell of a shot. Funnily enough, he just overwhelmed him with HE. That's why he went down. Was it the T78? Yes. The blind shot onto that corner, the exact corner that I said that's where you should put the shell. And there was a T78 hiding in that spot. Worst place for him to be, right on the edge. He should have been closer to the center of the rock, but it was where I suspected he would be. And so, yes, Talon got a lovely kill out of that one. Let's have a look at the rest of the detail. 14 splashes on the enemy, 1,085, of which 1,045 were at more than 300 meters, the close one being the E25. He received 3 hits from the enemy, 2 were penetrating shots, 1 non-penetrating shot, or rather 2 were penetrating shots, 1 was a splash shot, and that was from the Hummel that killed him off. 6 enemy vehicles damaged, 2 killed, and 437 hit points of stun assist off 13 stuns. He also got 55 defense points when he reset the cap with the T78 in it, and he also picked up 13,744 credits on a premium count and 609 XP, but that's all, I'm afraid, because he didn't get a medal in this one, so he didn't get the equalizing or courageous resistance score for getting a medal in a losing or drawn game. And he said, I can only do so much. Well, yes, exactly. You were putting in the effort. You were the last one alive. And you did get that lovely shotgun on an E25, which was a snapshot, and it worked perfectly. Got him out of the game. because he was a real threat. I thought he would be the guy capping, but no, it turned out to be that T78. Anyway, it's the most that Talon's been able to do, but of course he can't always play all the time, but neither can Angelina for that matter. But it looks like Angelina's definitely going to get the win this week. I'm not sure if they are going to be holding the competition or if she will get Sunday morning off, because I believe they both got to get up early, but we'll have to wait and see. But certainly Angelina's definitely in the lead at the moment, with of course her M53, M55 First Class and Confederate. Hope you enjoyed both of those replays. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.